All right, y'all, because get in here so we can talk about this latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And what we're going to do is let this episode serve as an I told you so. Because what? I told you so. Before we even get into it, y'all make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on, and get down in these comments so we can talk about it after we talk about it. And let's go on ahead and get into it. Now, Nell, we kicking off. She going to sashay her little itty-bitty ass down to Chris' office. And he's happened to be doing what? Shopping for houses for Sonny and Moses. Why? Why would you be doing that? And she asked him too. She like, you think with your relationship with Destiny, it's a good idea to be looking for houses for them? And Chris is just like, listen, baby, I don't really think that it matters. I'm a realtor. They need a house. And I don't think it should matter. Wrong answer, Chris. You should know by now. And if you don't, your wife is trying to put you up on game. The Destiny is finna be pissed off. When she gets word that you are acting as a realtor towards them, I'm sorry, she's gonna be pissed. This is a whole nother Mel and Martell type of situation in the making, okay? I could be wrong, though. Destiny could be mature enough to where she's like, hey, I don't care about, get your money. Hey, if you could sell them a house, sell them a fucking house and get your money. Or, which is what I think is finna happen, she gonna be like, oh, no, that's foul. Y'all been my friends for I don't know how long, and we been cool, and we been kicking it, and now here y'all are showing houses to the ops. I don't know, but I just kind of feel like that's more so Destiny's speed, but we gonna see how this shit play out. We find out that really ain't even why Nell sashayed her ass down to the office anyway. She's down there to talk to him about the amount of money that they spending on them children. Which I understand. She said it's starting to take a toll on her mental health. They got a whole lot of kids, grown, that are asking for a lot of money. I think she said at least 3 of them are asking for support all the time. And that's a whole lot. And then she got grandchildren on top of that. So she basically asked Chris for his assistance in getting together the kids. And they tell them that they gonna need to stop asking for money. Now, I don't think you're going to have no support, baby. I'm going to just tell you the truth, because Chris' ass is over there on some old saying a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, maybe I mean, I agree. I just feel like I'm not saying you're wrong now, but yeah, I can.
And she see right through it. She like, okay, so what you telling me is I'm gonna have to be the one to say something to him. That's exactly what he's saying now. Yes, so saddle up. That's exactly what he's saying. He's basically telling you without telling you he's not finna do shit. He really don't care about giving out the money, because apparently it ain't really him that they coming to. It's you that they coming to all the time. So they basically say that they're going to set aside a meeting to get all the kids together to talk to them about the finances or whatever, which I can understand. Now, round to the next scene, it's like Chris didn't listen to Nell at all, because here he is around the Martell's property showing it to Sonny and Moses. And here is Martell's big bald-headed ass being fake as a motherfucker, okay? Fake as hell. Martell, you another one Destiny finna get in your ass. Because here you are walking around the house, showing the house. And like I said, I completely get that both of them want to get money. It's Martell's house. He built it. Chris is a realtor. He wants to sell it. They both want the house off of their hands so they can have the money. But here you go talking this old bullshit. Now, you've been around to the last episode at the gala, talking to Destiny, making it seem like you don't give a fuck about Sonny and Moses, and you hope Destiny cuss out Sonny and all this, when she told you that she had that talk when Sonny pulled her to the side. I think your words verbatim was something like, if you gotta cuss a bitch out, right? But now here you are around to the property telling Sonny and Moses, hey, I'm neutral on the whole thing. I don't think it's no problem on either part. I'm neutral. If y'all happy, I feel like it shouldn't be nobody else's business, but y'all happy. Now, Chris see that as a prime opportunity to jump in and put y'all 2 business out there on Front Street. Oh, okay, Martell, you neutral, huh? So why can't I be neutral when it come to you and Mel? That opened up a whole nother can of worms. Chris, I don't even know why you trying this shit, because Martell do not listen, nor do he give a damn about what the hell you saying. Okay, you gonna argue your ass down. You ain't being neutral, Chris. You and Nell take Mel's side. Y'all don't listen to me and blah, blah, blah. You just opening up a can of worms. That's all Martell need, is some type of little bitty end so that he can start blaming shit on Mel again. And here you are giving it to him. Shut up. This ain't even about you. This about Sonny and Moses. This is not about you and Mel and Martell and y'all situation on y'all being neutral. But I get why you called his bald-headed ass out. It's just that he's not finna listen. And then here lies another reason why I can't stand Sonny's ass. Or Moses. Instead of them just proclaiming they love for each other, they always got to find a way to throw Destiny under the bus. And that is what is driving me crazy, because why in the fuck do y'all have to keep doing that? If y'all love each other and y'all so in love with each other, y'all finna have a family, y'all about to do this and that, then why do you have to let it be known, hey man, Destiny fumbled the bag, you feel me? And my wife came and picked it up. Why in the hell is that necessary to keep on pointing out? Cause for real, Moses, I really don't think you no type of bag to fumble. But it could just be me. I mean, I don't know. We're going to see about it later on in the episode. Martell goes to see Stormi. She basically asked him the question we all been waiting on her to ask him. Why in the hell things is so weird between you and Tricia and Martell? Like, what going on? Her little country ass. That's what you gotta like about Stormi. Stormi ain't finna beat around no bush, okay? She's like, let me know what the fuck's going on, because you and Tricia got this weird ass energy going around, and y'all do. So what's tea? And he finally lets it be known. Man, she done came around to the house a few times. Ding, ding, ding. That's what the hell I've been saying. Tricia and Martell done had some shit going on, and that is why her ass got her panties in a bunch when he came in there and introduced himself like he didn't know her. Now, here's the thing, Tricia. I'm going to have to blame all this on you if you didn't want it to get out, okay? Because you should have just followed his lead. When he acted like he didn't know you, you should have just acted like you didn't know him. I mean, I'm sorry. I know sometimes that kind of stuff is bad for the ego, but in this type of situation where it seems like you also getting offended when people are insinuating what y'all have something going on. Oh, no, none of that. Well, apparently y'all did, because he just said you've been around to his house a couple of times, okay? Now, he did try to clean it up and say that y'all had never done nothing. I ain't believing that shit. I'm not. What I think that happened was that either they were messing around while he was in a relationship, or he was messing with somebody, or she was in a relationship and messing with somebody. Now, it might not have been Ken. It might have been the husband that she had, and she crept over around the Martell house. It could have been. Martell, I don't think he was with Mel no more, because he's saying she came around to his house. I don't think he would have been bringing her to his home with Mel. So I'm believing that he was already in his house by himself. But I think that he was probably messing with the other baby mama, Ariane, or whoever. He could have even been messing with Sheree down to the Real Housewives. I think he was messing with somebody, and so was she, or one of the other. And that's why they didn't want the whole thing to get out. Okay, but you should have just went with his lead and just acted like you did not know him. And that would have solved everything right there, honey. Y'all could have took care of everything else on the back end. You could have called him up, honey, and been like, now, Martell, why, with your country, Martell, now, why didn't you just, you could have just said hi to me. You didn't have to act like you didn't know me. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did, because apparently Martell can't play it cool, baby. And this episode showed it right here. He cannot play it cool. Worth a damn. Not even this episode. This whole season of the way you and his situation unfolded. He done had to be around your man lying. He done had to be around everybody lying and trying to play it cool when all y'all had to do was act like y'all didn't know each other in the first place. And now y'all wrapped up in this season-long bullshit trying to explain how y'all know each other. And it hasn't been adding up until now, baby. Thank you, Martell. We appreciate it. They also get to talking about the whole situation with Stormi having to go to jail for harassing communications. And Martell basically is saying that, it's crazy how all of them are getting in trouble for something stupid like that. And he also mentions the fact that, him and Mel are actually able to be cordial and be around each other. But I said this in an earlier episode, right? They get on that subject because Stormi's like, she hates that Mel couldn't come to her event, but Mel did tell her up front that if Martell was going to be there, then she wasn't going to go. I mentioned that maybe Mel chooses what events that she has to be around him at. If it's something to do with their children, I think that she's more she's more inclined to just be like, look, I'm going to have to deal with him because ain't no way I want to miss my daughter's spelling bee either. So we're just going to have to make it work. And God forbid he act out in a damn school in a spelling bee. It's a totally different setting than if y'all are at an event with drinks and people y'all know that's adults versus you're in a situation where y'all are in a school around children. He's more inclined to behave himself at that situation than he is if y'all are at an event or somewhere, you know. Now, if it is a situation where Mel is just playing it up for the camera, acting like she doesn't want to be around him on camera, but off camera she's cool with kind of kicking it with him or being in the same spaces as him, then that's not cool, because that's doing nothing but putting a wedge between the cast for no reason. And I think that's more what Martell is trying to make them think. Martell is trying to make the cast think that Mel really don't have no problem being around him until it comes to being on camera. And she ain't doing nothing but being difficult so that it makes it hard for them to film. I think that's the narrative that he wants to portray. And I honestly think that that's what they starting to believe when he tells them stories like, oh yeah, we was just around each other. I said her and she said her. But y'all not thinking they were at a school. He said that they were at the child's spelling bee. So it's like, he's not, what can he do there? Versus if he is, you know, like I said, if he's at an outside event where he can just really act a fool. I kind of understand Mel, for real. I would have to hear it from her mouth on how she feels and why it is that she doesn't want to be at certain events with Martell. But like I said, I really feel like it's because of the setting. Now, Kimmy and Maurice, here we go. Y'all think it's a good idea to meet up with Sonny and Moses for dinner on a double date? I don't. This is another situation where Destiny's finna be pissed off, especially knowing her relationship with Kimmy. They meet up. Sonny and Moses are basically telling them how they planning to move to Huntsville because they don't want to raise their kids in St. Louis. And, I was shocked at how open and welcome Kimmy and Maurice were, especially knowing Kimmy's relationship with Destiny. I just feel like she's not going to take this well. I'm sorry. However, she might be more open to understanding because Kimmy did say that she got a soft spot for Sonny because when she got her cancer diagnosis, Sonny was there for her. And Sonny was checking in on her. And see, that's the kind of shit that makes it more nasty what you did with Moses. Because you was all up in all of these cast members' faces and you were befriending a lot of them. Now, let me guess. You gonna say that you and Kimmy weren't friends either. Friend is a loose word. That's what you love throwing around, Sonny. What, you didn't think Kimmy was your friend? And Kimmy assumes that you all were building a friendship, just like I'm sure Destiny thought that. You quick to throw somebody under the bus. But basically, they're explaining to them that they're about to start a family. Moses, we find out that his ass is a jailbird. Been to jail around the 15 years. That's why I'm saying you're not even no damn catch. For, you know what I'm saying, you to have this woman on her thinking that she done won such a big ass prize with her pumpkin head ass, and you are an ex-con that was in jail for a while. I mean, it's nothing against ex-cons because so many people have been to jail, but I just really fail to see what the prize is when it comes to this man. I don't know what it is, but Maurice basically says he can understand a little bit more after speaking to them on the double date. He can understand why it is that Moses moving so fast. Hell, he been in jail for so long and he done missed a whole big chunk of his life. And he probably don't want to wait no more to be happy, basically. So Maurice is like, and I expect that from Maurice because he's one of the most understanding people on the cast. But again, I just feel like when Destiny find this shit out, which she is soon because Kimmy invites her to a tasting that she's having at their mom and pop restaurant that they building or whatever. And I'm curious to see how it's accepted when Sonny's big head ass roll up into the party. That's when it's all gonna set off. Hopefully Destiny don't tear your little event up, Kimmy, but we gonna see. Now we ending it off with Chris and Nell. They invite the kids over to their house to basically talk to them about the finances. And again, it do not go well. It kind of goes okay until Nell mess up and she giving her little speech and she messes up and says that the only way she's giving money out is if it has to do with her grandchildren. And she says her 2 grandchildren. Well, her niece, she breaks out crying. and she like, you know, she don't think it's fair because she don't have money, and also her kids and her, all they know is Chris and Nell, and it's not fair for Nell not to refer to them also as her grandkids, because that's how that she looks at them. And Nell immediately start apologizing. You don't put your foot in your mouth. She immediately starts apologizing because, like she said, she didn't mean it that way, and she wasn't thinking of it that way. It just kind of came out, and I can get that. In her mind, she only has her 2 grandchildren, the one that are by her child that she birthed. She wasn't thinking in her head right off the top when she's talking about such a serious conversation of, let me include my niece's children as well. But she felt that nonetheless, you know. At the same time, you know, these are boundaries that are being set regardless of the feeling of, well, you should look at my kids as your grandchildren too. That's a whole separate conversation for a whole separate day. You know, I do agree with you. If she treats, and she has been that role of playing like the grandmother to them, then yes, she does need to treat them as if, you know, she is their grandmother and she is your mother. However, it still stands that she does not want to keep on giving you money, baby. So you just gonna have to basically let the pieces fall where they may when it comes to that. And maybe the conversation on how Nell treats you differently needs to come at a later time. And they do say that Nell needs to go to therapy. Nell goes off. I ain't going no damn therapy. Now, that shocked me. I was really shocked. I said, what, Nell? Oh, my God. I would think that she would be open because she was encouraging the son to go. But then when they said, okay, you need to go too, and not just with us, your ass need to go to therapy alone. And I agree with that because, Nell, you was just telling your husband round to his office that your mental health is being affected. So why is it so bad for them to suggest that you go to therapy too? And you shut that shit right on down. That really says a lot, okay? And that is also an example that you're putting forth to these kids. And that's why they don't want to make no change and go to therapy and try to talk about none of their issues, because they like, why the hell we got to go if mama don't want to go? But anyway, y'all, get down in these comments and let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I told you so about Tricia and Martell. What y'all think really happened? Do y'all think something went down? Was he in the cookie jar or not? I believe that he was, and ain't nobody gonna tell me differently. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on so you don't miss anything, because y'all already know what? I'm gonna be back with the next one.